Hey, it's me, Marquelworld, and this is something new. We got some documentary kind of thing I want to do today. It is a quick one about Carmelo Hayes and what is going on with his main roster push here at Marquelworld. As you see, Triple H is head of creative. Carmelo Hayes once a NXT star. So much ahead, we thought. Now main roster. Let's talk about it. Out of the two, between Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, it was a given when you brought up both names. You always wanted to compare who was the star, who was going to shine. And there was a point where Carmelo Hayes was that person that we said was going to shine. Today it is October 21st and I'm recording this 2025, and the last time we seen Carmelo Hayes was back September 26, 2025, according to Cage Match. Yes, Cage Match. Friday Night SmackDown, the Street Profits defeat Melo Don't Miss, Carmelo Hayes and The Miz, 9 minutes and 29 seconds. Again, not even a 10-minute match. We had a lot of hope. We had a lot of ideas in our head what WWE could have done with Carmelo Hayes. A smaller guy, a lot of people will use that and state that he is small. That is why he's probably not getting that massive push that we thought that he was going to get once he became main roster talent. I will give this to WWE, and by the way, please like and follow Marquelworld on YouTube, also on TikTok as well. I post pro wrestling news, but here on YouTube, let's talk about it. The size to me does not matter, and this is why I say this. We do have Austin Theory, another protege, I must say, or Vince McMahon guy that was under the, I don't know, who was under Vince McMahon's spotlight, you could say, because Vince McMahon was pushing the hell out of Austin Theory. So this just shows, again, that size does not determine if someone like a Triple H or the WWE system will be behind you. Again, there are a lot of factors. There's wrestling skills, there's looks, there's promos, there's packaging, there's visuals. Is this someone I feel like the company would want to showcase for their network? So that is a visual as well. Do they visually look appealing? There he is back in the NXT days right there when things were hotter for him. But Carmelo Hayes is stuck in this tag team. We thought when The Miz went away for a while that we would not see this shit when he returned on TV, but mighty were we wrong. They are still tagging. We have Carmelo Hayes that's being a little bit hesitant with The Miz right now. Again, this is not the same Carmelo Hayes that we saw in NXT. They did do this best out of 7 series, I think. I'm sorry, best out of 3, where they had 7 matches total, I think, but I don't know. But we did have those series of matches with Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. At the time, I was stating this isn't going to lead anything. This is not going to lead to a championship, YouTube. Which I was right, sadly, still no championship. And we just saw with Sami Zayn getting dethroned. Yes, Sami Zayn got dethroned. Carmelo Hayes is not the one that dethroned him. Very sad, very sad. Dragunov came back after an injury and being almost gone for almost a year, y'all, YouTube. Yes, YouTube, almost a year gone. He gets a title opportunity for the United States Championship, and guess what? He wins. So a lot of us now, this is an updated video. Carmelo Hayes, what is next for him? Are we going to see him eventually get a push? Why isn't WWE in favor of pushing him? What is going on? Why aren't we pushing him? I get that he's not the biggest guy, but still, he is talented. He does have the wrestling skills. He does have kind of the promo skills. When you give him the microphone, you give him a chance. He does have that pretty boy look. I'm being honest, YouTube, he has that pretty boy look. So, that being said, there is some things that could be missing. Yes, weight. Yes, he is not the same structure as his former partner, Trick Williams, but he does have his own build. So maybe that is a negative for Carmelo Hayes. There's one. Maybe with believability, I will say. I'm making up words. But maybe it's not believable for a lot of people to believe that he will defeat a heavier guy than him. And maybe WWE sees that as this is not believable, therefore we're not going to push him. But whatever it is, Carmelo Hayes was once someone from NXT that was getting that mega push, that have the NXT universe behind him. A lot of people, again, they were the ones saying Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, who's going to be that big star on that main roster between the two. Because we all know with black people, I'm black myself, we always usually think, well, the fans, there can only be one black pretty boy, one black handsome man on the main roster, or out of the two black men from NXT, only one of them can make it on the main roster, because again, we don't have a lot of African American people that are being showcased. So we do have the fan base that is automatically going to have that viewpoint. It can only be one of these two black guys that actually make it big. Again, I am black. I'm just very blunt here on Marquelworld, so I do have to keep it real with you. I don't like to sugarcoat, but yeah, they do like to compare two black people just like they like to compare two females, just like Bianca and Jade. A lot of people wanted that match as soon as they came face to face at the Rumble, but before that, when we heard that she signed to WWE Jade Cargo, a lot of the fans wanted to see Jay versus Bianca. Again, two black girls, same structure almost. They want to see it. Kind of like Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. It can only be one black guy. But that is false. We need him to get pushed. What went wrong? What went wrong? Please give me your thoughts. This is Marquelworld. All things pro wrestling news in my life. I'm here on YouTube, TikTok, Blue Sky, and X. I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week. Please like and follow. If you have not, I will do more of these. But Carmelo Hayes, his career went down. Hopefully it goes back up. I still believe in him. I still want him to shine. But we've seen here with his career, it has went downhill. Again, it's almost been a month since we saw him in a tag team match, which he lost. Don't think they're really trying to get him away from The Miz. Before that, September 19th, he lost to Sami Zayn. Again, he did not win that United States Championship. Dragunov won it when he returned. Then he was, September 16th, he was with Trick Williams versus Johnny and Tomasco in NXT Homecoming. They won that. Then, before that, August 29th, WWE Tag Team Title Contendership, the Street Profits defeat The Miz and Carmelo Hayes again. And then we do have him August 22nd, The Miz and Carmelo Hayes defeat the Motor City Machine Guns. And then we had before that, August 15th, Melo and Miz defeat Fraxium. Then before that, on August 8th, we had Carmelo Hayes on Main Event versus Axiom. Then we did have on SmackDown, when it was finally a solo match for Mr. Carmelo Hayes. We had this July 20th, Carmelo Hayes gets defeated. Well, Jimmy Uso defeats Carmelo Hayes. Then before that, we have July 19th on the Super Show, the same thing, same match. Then we have SmackDown July 18th, Damian Priest defeats Carmelo Hayes. Then we have King of the Ring. In June 13th on SmackDown, Randy Orton defeats Aleister Black and Carmelo Hayes. Then we have the Money in Bank qualifying triple threat match. Back in May 30th, Andrade defeats Carmelo Hayes and Jacob Fatu. So as we look at the most recent things he's done on the main roster, a lot of losses when it's solo matches or matches that are important. So again, Carmelo Hayes, this is not the same one we saw in NXT, the Pretty Boy champion. Now he is a tag team player who, when solo opportunities come, he doesn't get booked to win. But again, that's enough of my spiel. Just wanted to do a rundown of what can happen with Carmelo Hayes. Why isn't he getting pushed? What does Triple H not seeing him? But again, YouTube, I'm here at least 3 times a week. I do go live at least once a week. Also on X, Blue Sky, TikTok, Marquelworld. But this is Marquelworld. All things pro wrestling news and my life. See you guys on the next video, YouTube. Peace.